My name is Melissa Michelle. I am 24 years old. I live in Chicago. I believed in love, and I believed my wedding night would be the happiest night of my life. But I was wrong. Very wrong. Like every bride, I smiled on my wedding day. But that night, I lost everything. It was not the beginning of love. It felt like the end of my life. My marriage was arranged. My husband was the son of my father's best friend. His name was Charles Henry. I had never seen him before. I never got the chance to talk to him, not even once. Everything happened very fast. My parents told me it was a perfect match, but no one asked me, "Do you want this marriage?" My father said, "Charles is a good man. You will be safe with him." A few days later, his parents came to our house. They said, "Your daughter is kind and gentle. She will bring happiness into our son's life." My parents felt proud. We were not rich, but our home was full of love. Everyone believed this marriage was right for me, but they were wrong. This marriage did not bring happiness into my life. It brought silence, tears, and pain. In only a few days, the wedding was fixed. I still had never met Charles. The wedding was beautiful. I wore a white dress. Charles wore a black suit. He looked at me, but I could not understand what was hidden in his eyes. After the guests left, the house became quiet. I sat alone in the room. I was scared, but I was also happy. It was the first night of my marriage, the night I had dreamed about for years. My heart was beating fast. I felt shy and nervous. Then the door opened. Charles entered the room. He looked at me and said, "Hello, you look beautiful." I felt nervous, but I smiled and replied, "Thank you." But within minutes, everything changed. Charles came closer and touched me, but there was no love in his touch, no gentleness, no care. It felt cold. It felt as if I was not his wife. I felt like I was only a body to him, as if he could not see my heart, only my appearance. That was the moment I realized something terrible. He had not married me for love. He only wanted my body. Before I could say anything, he pulled at my clothes and removed them. I looked into his eyes. There was no love there, only desire, only control. At that moment, I understood that my life was changing in the worst possible way. After everything ended, Charles moved away. I could barely breathe. My lips trembled, but no words came out. I stood there shaking. I felt broken, used, empty. Then Charles looked at me. His face became cold. His eyes were full of blame. Then he said words I will never forget. "You have already been with someone else, haven't you?" he said. My body froze. He continued, "You are not pure. You lied to me." My heart stopped. I could not believe what I was hearing. I just stared at him in shock. That was my wedding night. Instead of love, I received blame. Instead of comfort, I received pain. I was only 24 years old, and my whole world had fallen apart. I kept asking myself the same questions. Why did this happen to me? What had I done wrong? I grew up in a safe home, a home where I was taught respect, kindness, and values. Then why was he blaming me? Why did I deserve this pain? Why was I being punished? Was his love only for one night? My heart was full of shame. I felt broken. I understood that my life was no longer safe. Then Charles Henry said something that completely shattered me. He looked at me coldly and said, "Tomorrow morning, I don't want to see you here. Go back to your parents' house and don't tell anyone about what happened tonight." I froze. It felt like time had stopped. That whole night, I cried without stopping. When morning came, my hands were shaking as I packed my things. I left the house quietly, carrying pain in my heart. When I reached my parents' home, my mother started crying the moment she saw me. My father stood there in silence. They kept asking me, "What happened?" But I had no words. My mind was full of fear. How could I tell them? What could I say? And even if I told them everything, who would believe me? I sat on the floor feeling empty. In just one night, I had lost everything. My dreams, my respect, my peace. Then the rumors started. People began saying terrible things about me. They said I had a secret boyfriend. They said I had betrayed Charles. They said I had cheated on my husband. All those lies came from Charles. I cried every morning. I cried every night. I stopped eating. I could not sleep. Holding my parents' hands, I begged them, "Please, believe me." They said they believed me, but I could still see pain in their eyes. For many weeks, I stayed inside my room. I stopped talking to people. Outside, people kept whispering, "Maybe she really did something wrong." No one asked me for the truth. No one wanted to hear my side. Everyone believed his words. No one believed my tears. So I stayed silent. Months passed, but the pain inside me never left. One day I saw Charles Henry at a mall. He was with another woman. She looked beautiful and rich. When Charles saw me, his face changed. Slowly, he walked towards me. Then he said, "Melissa, I'm sorry." My heart started beating fast. Tears filled my eyes, but I stayed silent. Then he spoke again. "I chose her because she had money. I thought rich women were better, but they don't love the way you did. They don't care for me the way you did. Please, forgive me." I looked straight into his eyes. Then I said, "You broke me, Charles." My voice trembled, but I continued. "You left me when I needed you most. You made everyone believe I was impure. You turned my love into a lie. You destroyed me." Charles said nothing. He lowered his head. I took a deep breath. Then I said, "You want forgiveness? Fine. I forgive you." His face softened. For a moment, he looked hopeful. Maybe he thought I still loved him. But then I continued, "I forgive you for myself, not for you. I want peace in my heart. I do not need your love anymore, and I do not want you back." Then I turned around and walked away. That night, I cried again, but those were my last tears for him. Not because I was weak, but because I was finally free. After that day, something changed inside me. I was no longer afraid. I was no longer ashamed. I became strong. One evening, my parents looked at me with tears in their eyes. They said, "We are proud of you. You did nothing wrong. Now we understand everything. You were always honest. You were always pure." A few days later, Charles's parents came to our house. They looked ashamed. They apologized to my parents, but it was too late. Some wounds do not heal with apologies. Today, I help other girls who suffer in silence, girls who cry alone, girls who feel broken just like I once did. I tell them, never beg for love. Never stay where you are not respected. If someone leaves, let them go. Your past does not decide your future. You are not alone. And to all parents, I say this, please do not rush your daughter's life. Let her meet the person. Let her talk. Let her decide. Because life is too long to spend with the wrong person. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.